to Book Nook. I'm Ms. Pappas, and it's great to be with you today. So today I actually am prompted to talk about a book because of a conversation that I overheard when I was getting my hair done. And the conversation was between two women, and they were just talking about how they didn't really have any pictures of themselves when they were in their 20s because they were really overweight. And I found the whole story just like really heartbreaking. Like to not take pictures of yourself for like a whole decade, that got me thinking about this book. It's called Starfish. It's by Lisa Fipps. And I don't know, it really has been on my mind a lot lately. Mostly because, in our society, unfortunately, we talk a lot about weight. And in this story, Ellie is a plus-sized, kid, and she has been bullied all of her life. This book really tackles some issues around weight and about fat shaming. And I've never read a book like it before. The format itself is one of my favorite formats, which is free verse and a novel in verse. But the fact that it really addresses fat shaming and possibly your own biases about fat is really unique. So I want to start by reading a small part from the author's note in the book. The author says, "I use the word fat, not chunky, not plump, not overweight, not obese, not any of the other words a lot of people use. I think fat should be a simple descriptor like tall or brunette. It's not. Fat is hurled as an insult, and I'm working to reclaim the word and strip it of its use as a weapon." There are so many things that are said to Ellie, to her face, that are so awful that you will really feel for her. Starfish is such a great story. It features Ellie, who is a fat girl who's been bullied for her weight ever since she wore a whale swimsuit in the 5th grade to a party and did a cannonball move into the pool. That did not go over well. And her older brother and her sister make fun of her weight. Her mom controls her diet, monitoring her portions and choosing boring, healthy alternatives. Ellie is feeling even worse by the fact that her friend, Viv, who is also plus-sized, is moving away. Thankfully, after Viv moves, Ellie finds a new friend in her neighbor, Catalina, and her family. And the family loves food, and they welcome Ellie with open arms, never judging her for her weight. At school, bullying intensifies when a chair breaks after Ellie sits on it. Her mom is also pushing for gastric bypass surgery. There's so much in this book that will make you want to jump into the pages and try to save her, but she's going to beat you to it because Ellie knows herself and she knows what she wants. Ellie's father get her mother off of her back? Will the new therapist that Ellie goes to see help her cope with facing bullying head on? What happens? You have to read this book, and you have to get your friends to read it too. It's a novel in verse, so like I said, it won't take you long to read, but it really will stick with you. There's a lot of strength that she gains through some of these experiences, and definitely it normalizes having a therapist and talking about what is going on, talking about how she's feeling, talking about strategies to cope with situations in her life that make her stronger. The relationship between her and Catalina is really wonderful and supportive. She finds allies in her father and her therapist. This book is so therapy positive that I just really like that part of it too, because she starts to come to terms and, accept herself. As a teacher, this also really makes me cringe because I know this kind of bullying happens. And while I hope it doesn't happen on my watch, it's definitely something that you and students will see themselves in the pages and the situations that are presented. Fat shaming is a reality for a lot of kids and adults, and so it really does bring some of those biases just like front and center. It's also a really sweet book about friendship, about sisterhood, about swimming, about summer, about self-acceptance, and yep, I can pretty much say you will 100% be a better person for reading it. It is so powerful that it might be one that you want to add to your own personal library. So get bookish today with Starfish and keep reading.